Today we will be looking at what is called a prop box, based on geometric and number patterns for stages 2 and 3. A prop box is a box which contains resources around a topic that are used to teach that particular topic. As we go through the 4 resources that we're looking at today, we'll be focusing on 5 aspects: concrete, pictorial, abstract, technology, syllabus including content and working mathematically, the 3 circles, and assessment. Just to give you a bit of an understanding of what these 5 aspects are, I'll just go through them briefly. Concrete, pictorial, and abstract. Concrete is models, examples using manipulations, including Unifex cubes, pattern blocks, beans, base 10 blocks, etc. Students are able to manipulate the objects using their visual, tactile, and kinesthetic senses. Research has shown that concrete materials develop more precise, comprehensive mental representations. Pictorial. These draw pictures that represent the concrete objects previously used. These pictures help students visualize math operations during problem-solving tasks. The teacher must explain the relationship between pictures and concrete objects and allow practice. Abstract. Teacher models the concept at a symbolic level and uses math symbols to represent, including addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. This stage is referred to as doing math in your head stage. Technology. Technology offers a new way of teaching and learning mathematics that can help to deepen students' understanding and influence the tasks. They change the nature of school mathematics, engaging students in active mathematical practices such as experimenting, investigating, and problem solving. And it is actually a requirement as a teacher, as the national teaching standards state. Next we have the syllabus, content and working mathematically. As you can see below, we'll be looking at MA2, 2WM, and as I have highlighted just here, these are the content descriptors we'll be looking at. This all comes from the New South Wales syllabus, K-10 Mathematics Stage 2 and Stage 3 syllabus. This is the syllabus that was adapted from the Australian curriculum. Next we have the 3 circles. This is made up of 3 levels: mathematical content, pedagogy, student. Mathematical content refers to knowledge that is needed so that the teacher is aware of the content and the skills he or she wants the students to learn. The knowledge needed to solve problems and to use the terms and notations correctly. Pedagogy refers to a teacher teaching the person rather than the content. This is where they connect the students with the content. The student refers to, you know what your students can do, you know what they are still learning, and how they learn. Lastly, there's assessment. This is the collection and evaluation of evidence of a student's learning. It's integral to teaching and learning, provides opportunities for teachers to gather evidence about student achievement in relation to the syllabus outcomes, enables students to demonstrate what they know and can do, clarifies students' understanding of concepts, and promotes deeper understanding, provides evidence that current understanding is a suitable basis for future learning and is an important aspect to incorporate into teaching and learning. Resource 1, Hundreds Chart Challenge. Hundreds Chart Challenge incorporates aspects from the pictorial, concrete, and abstract framework. Concrete, as students are able to use the different coloured counters to take the challenge and visualize what it looks like. But for this challenge we're going to be using dinosaurs, as you can see here. Pictorial, because then they write down the numbers from the answered questions in the colours to see and visualize the patterns they have formed. This allows them to visualize mass operations and link the counters to the patterns. Abstract, students then work out the numbers between each coloured number using operations, and it can help them to link all 3 stages together. Like all of the resources, these come straight from the syllabus. This one, also like all the others, looks at the MA2 2WM outcome, focusing on the content descriptors which I've previously shown. 3 circles. So for this mathematical content, the teacher teaches the knowledge needed to complete the task. As for the pedagogy, through individual or group work, the teacher then connects the student with the content in order to successfully complete the task. As for the student, as the teacher knows how the student learns, she or he uses this task to their ability and can adapt it if needed to suit their learning needs, which is an important skill to use. And lastly, we have assessment. The work samples, observation, and checklist can be used in order to collect, evaluate the student's understanding. This task demonstrates what the students know and can show the teacher if further clarification is needed. Lastly, this task is suitable for both stages 2 and 3. These questions, as you can see down below here, can be adapted to include fractions, decimals, and whole numbers, which comes from content descriptors out of stage 3. And also, all students learn differently, and that's something you should know as a teacher, and this task is a great way to learn the basics, even if the students are from stage 3. Resource 2, NAPLAN Teaching Strategies. NAPLAN Teaching Strategies is a website that can be used for teachers to understand how to teach number patterns to their students. This website includes a number of things: the outcome, the item descriptors, which is content descriptors, and the different stages across the different years. Also, as an added bonus, different links to different resources that can be further used to extend their knowledge. Referring to the 5 aspects, there is no evidence of the concrete, pictorial, or abstract levels used. However, as for technology, there are lots of links included that refer to interactive resources that can be used to incorporate into lessons so that students can visualize, explore, interpret, and gain a better understanding. As technology is a requirement of a teacher, this is successful in this manner. This resource deepens their understanding and provides a number of links that can be used for interactive resources. Now we'll just look at one very quickly down below here. This is especially important as it's an interactive hundreds chart. This also relates to the syllabus and comes straight out of the syllabus that we're looking at today, looking at MA2 to WM for the outcome. As for the 3 circles, the mathematical content. This resource breaks down the knowledge needed for the teacher to teach the content. As for the pedagogy, the teacher connects the student to the content through the various strategies and activities presented that can be used to inform planning. Student, as the teacher knows how their students learn, they can choose what is and isn't appropriate and what they know their students can do in order to understand what is meant by patterns in algebra. As for assessment, the students can be assessed against the content descriptors, which is just located over here. Observation can be done throughout the tasks that are chosen to put into a lesson, and work samples can be collected from the various activities that are provided throughout this resource. This resource is appropriate for both stages 2 and 3. As you can see up the top here, we have stages 2 and 3, and within each of those they explore the different number patterns and the different levels that are appropriate for their stages. Resource 3, Mathematics Interactive, Exploring Patterns. Resource 3 looks at an interactive game that explores patterns using a squirrel and ICT. In terms of our 5 aspects, there is no evidence of the C, P, or A used. However, it can be said that because the students manipulate the squirrel to determine the sequence, this is considered the pictorial way linking. However, no use of concrete or abstract. As in terms of technology, this is an interactive mathematic resource. It engages students in a very interactive and engaging manner and deepens their understanding by the way that it is presented. With 3 circles, the mathematical content is needed in order to complete the resource. A PDF file, if you can just see down here, is included for the teaching strategies that is needed to ensure the students understand. And we'll just have a quick look at that. And as you can see, the teacher can use that whilst they're planning to ensure that their students understand the task. This resource is student-based, can be either done in pairs or individual, so not a lot of pedagogy, but still does include it. And as for the student, they have to determine, this teacher has to determine if it is appropriate or not for the class that they are teaching, and whether or not this provides enough engagement in terms of the content being taught. As you can see down the bottom here with the print activities, again another PDF, includes a number of activities that can be used in conjunction with this game to further extend their understanding. Now this relates to assessment. These attached activities can be then used as work samples and shown if the students have understood the content being taught. This will demonstrate and show the teacher if further clarification is needed. And lastly, once again, this is looking at the MA2 outcome and the appropriate content descriptors previously spoken about, links in effectively with the syllabus as it's problem solving, and it can be used both in stages 2 and 3. Resource 4, Number Patterns Lesson Plan with a focus on ICT.
At Our Lady of Mount Carmel Primary School, Kate, a graduate teacher, plans a mathematics lesson on number patterns. She builds on and expands the students' learning opportunities by focusing this lesson around the use of ICT.
Alright, everyone have a look at this hundreds board for me, and who can find all the patterns in here? Just have a think before you put your hand up, have a think. How many patterns can you see? What kind of pattern? Alright, Tika, name a pattern for me.
In your twos, like 2, 4, 6, 8.
Yeah, good, that's a pattern, good. Harriet?
Tens.
How does tens go again?
10, 20, 30.
Yep, good. Harry?
Threes, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15.
Okay, Harry, can you go and choose a colour on the side for me and colour in that pattern for me? You just have to choose one of those colours and colour in the pattern you just told me. You've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Alright, that will do. Thanks, Harry.
So as you can see, there wasn't a lot of CPA used, mostly pictorial, but very heavily based around technology, through using the iPad and the whiteboard. I'm assuming it was an interactive whiteboard. There's a number of applications used that encompass the patterns needed to enhance their understanding. This is very different from the pen and paper type of teaching, and it's something that, like I've mentioned before, is a part of the graduates' teaching standards as a requirement in the classroom, and it's encompassing contemporary notions of 21st century, so that was all technology based. As for the 3 circles, the mathematical content, well, the teachers firstly models the knowledge needed. This demonstrates using volunteers, then delegates off into the different apps, and I'm assuming this is done through the group work. As for the pedagogy, demonstrates what number patterns are, again using the volunteers to ensure the students are being connected with the content. And lastly, the student doesn't explicitly show what the students can do, only that they appear to be working through the activities effectively. However, if this was used in the classroom, then that would be to your discretion, how you would use it and if those apps were appropriate for the class you were teaching. As for assessment, there was no obvious means of how she was doing this. However, observation and checklist could be done. And as for the syllabus, this links in again with the MA2 outcome, and it looks at the appropriate content descriptors. Now again, this can be linked between stage 2 and 3 as it acts as a very good basic means to interact students with this type of content, and because you will have all different learners across your class, these apps could be will range from all the different learning abilities that you will have. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email. I'm looking forward to looking at your submissions that you've come up with. Thank you.